I just feel like when people start getting involved, people is start trying to dictate you and tell you, well, this person had to come, or this had to happen. Why the cake looking like this?
Welcome back to the OJT Husbands Talk Show, where we share as we learn and we learn as we share.
Share as we learn as we share. Cool.
Either way, it works.
I'll catch you.
Right? It's the same thing, right? So we share our experiences, and we learn from your experiences. All right. So last time we spoke about the bridal party, how you went about choosing a bridal party. That's where we left it, right? And today we want to jump into what did you do for your bachelor party or your bachelorette party, right?
What do you mean do for the bachelorette, man? Again, I don't myself.
that's one thing. So
Yeah.
I can't speak for Jamila, but I know they had like a girls' lime kind of party thing where they play games and they
I think my wife had a bridal shower.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, bridal shower. I think
Okay.
that was it. It was
Yeah.
like a dingo club in like Keegan and thing, you know.
I didn't go a place but club, right?
Yeah, I know anyway. Yeah, that private just in our location.
Anyways, so I will go first this round in terms of sharing what I did. Alright. It was a little bit difficult because we got married during COVID
Yeah, but
period. So imagine my bachelor party had to finish by 8:30 because that time was 9 o'clock.
yeah.
It's lockdown now.
Yeah. Keegan and Shannon get man arrested, I remember.
Alright, so so that day was really hectic for me. But I would have chosen like all of my friends and family I like to come to my bachelor party. And I basically did I wouldn't say it's like I had to describe it. So I started off with prayer, right?
Yeah.
So I had one of my spiritual advisors, pillars, counselors, whatever you want to call them. Shout out to Patrick. And he came and he shared a little word with the guys that came early, cause and then we prayed for me. And Bryce, not until you said that prayer, yes?
I wasn't there for that.
Nah, you messed it up.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I look real terrible.
The thing you don't know pictures from that night, you
Nah,
know.
I do have pictures from that night.
You understand? I want that anyway.
And yeah, so that was really, really impactful for me, giving God the credit and the honor for that. So after we had the spiritual aspect, we went into the fun, right? So basically, long ago, I was a serious gamer. So we started to play game and things. So I basically invite all of my friends who from that era or that part of my life where we used to game all night. And we went by my friend's house and we lime, we eat, we play game whole night, talk whole night, lime whole night. And I was full with that. Satisfied with that. That's kind of like what I did for my bachelor party. Nice and simple.
Yeah. When you girls will come true.
Yeah, dog. So there are no strippers, no girls, and nothing in my bachelor party.
I know I was there.
Correct.
Well, I mean, at least before, anyway.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's basically how my bachelor party went. All right. Let's hear about you, what you did, before we ask the people,
Yeah. As a Christian young man, like a bachelor party, you just feel weird. Especially that I have plenty like non-Christian friends that I've done, especially recently. I've done like non-Christian things with. I don't say like recent, but like within 5 years, it's like
Yeah.
I haven't been like, the perfect example. Anyway, aside tracking. So I always felt like it's weird because we want to do for our party, like a party. So I just decided I would go straight into like a real Christian vibe.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, not more than just a Christian vibe to it, I wanted to get advice. I think that marriage is something that is, the more people could tell you about it, the better.
Right.
You know what I mean? If 100 people come and tell me certain things about marriage, that would be good because women are very different, but in same way, it are ways that they're just the same.
Yeah.
And a man might be able to highlight something that his wife doing that other man wife not really doing as much, and you can never see when that thing could just pop out on you in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if that making sense, but
it makes sense.
But I just had like all my good friends from church there, and it was people I was very close with, and I had my dad there, so I wanted to make sure that he was involved. And yeah, everybody just give my advice from people who married, people who were divorced, well, and just listening to everybody had to say how they would encourage me, things to look out for, things that you have to do, things that you shouldn't do, and how to treat with things. And that's how that went. And I, at the end of it all, I gave a toast to everybody.
Right.
And it had one word toast. I don't think Jason would ever forgive me for that toast. But me and Jason, like growing up, I always had like a kind of weird relationship with him growing up in church. Like I really, that time, like before I was a good safe boy, I really didn't like him for like long periods of time. And when he got married, I started to know his wife a little better.
Right.
And through knowing his wife, me and him started to get a little closer.
Yeah.
And I had to be there like, I think I was like, Jay, you almost make it, But, I didn't say it like that.
But
I didn't say it like that. But,
Me make it?
No, how that went, but I don't even know.
You need to explain it, sir.
No, you wasn't in the country.
Where was?
That would have happened like the week after your marriage, like the week.
So I was on honeymoon?
Yeah, you probably would have left something. I could not call you for that. So, yeah, you would not be around. So, but it wasn't like a bad thing. I just was highlighting the fact that just like how a woman come into his life, and it helped me to understand and have a better relationship with him. And now he's a very important person in my life and my wife's life. And we just go by them for counseling, for guidance, and it just show you how life does evolve. But that's how it went for me. I personally just had these men from my church talk to me, pray for me, and give my advice. I even had my father give my advice as well.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was simple like that. We learned and thing, and that was it. Everybody go home. I think the day of your wedding, like the Monday, lockdown was done. So it didn't have no work. Yeah, like your wedding was the Sunday.
Yeah.
Like the Monday lockdown was done. So it didn't have like a hustle to go home and all of that drama.
Oh, okay.
Because no pandemic, because the lockdown was still going on. Yes, the lockdown was still going on. Because my wedding, the lockdown was still going on.
Okay,
So but we still had to lock off by 9, which was done, that hustle. So but we started about 6, 7. And because it didn't have like no big set of thing to do, it was easy to shut it down and everybody go home by 9.
Okay,
I was around, yes, I'm mixing up when it happened. I know for sure though.
Yeah.
I think the Monday after our wedding, the lockdown was over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
That sounds simple, man.
It was simple, and that's important. I didn't want to, man. I grew up with men saying, you gotta go and club and party and them kind of thing. But even with that, like, dynamo vibe, and that's not the vibe I was going into my marriage with. I was looking to shed my bad ways and bring in more of the good things, the man I wanted to be in my marriage.
I think you mentioned something in the earlier episodes where you wanted to, prepare yourself well before you enter into marriage.
For sure.
That's good. So, I do a little game night devotions, then into the game night.
Yeah.
Then my boy here do a kind of counseling lineman session kind of thing.
Yeah.
I quote it right there.
Yeah, counseling lineman session kind of thing.
And then, but other people do different things. I know like a lot of things for marriages and weddings are traditional, right? So if you all know some traditions that people do for bachelor parties or bridal, what is what the woman does do?
Bridal showers. Yeah.
Bridal showers, right?
Yeah, or bachelor party.
Bachelor party, right? You all let me know because I want to know.
And someone they watching here had the luxury of having a proper, bachelor party.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about time and thing.
Yeah,
So Keegan say, a later small thing to go with. He couldn't do that.
I couldn't,
I mean, just hustle. So, it's a different vibe. So you all would have had that experience. So share it with us.
Share the thing.
Yeah.
Because we learning and all the learning too.
Exactly that. Yeah,
right?
man.
So now that we get the bachelor
Yeah, you have it right.
party out of the way.
You have it right.
Right? We'll move it closer and closer now to the actual wedding day, right?
Yeah.
And one of the most interesting things, and one of the things that does make or break a lot of marriages and cause a lot of wedding days to be terrible and a lot of wedding days to be crazy, you know what I mean? Is family involvement.
Yeah.
So for me and my family involvement, I wanted to know you go first, right?
Nah, I shall go first, that's fine. Yeah.
You go first.
I could jump in.
How did you go about involving your family for the preparation and the actual wedding day?
I didn't want my family involved at all
Right.
with preparing for the wedding. And not that I dislike my family or anything like that. I just feel like when people start getting involved, people is start trying to dictate you and tell you, well, this person had to come or this had to happen or why the cake looking like this and I was like, and I saw it happen with my sister with certain things like she wanted to do and people like just didn't support because she was like, hey, well, if I get to this is my wedding.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't want to have to like ask you for your support contingent on something. And not saying that my family would have done that to me. I just didn't want the opportunity for it to exist. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't even want it to even be a possibility. So I just try my best to do everything on my own strength.
Yeah.
My mom really helped me out, and that is the easy part in our relationship. Like I didn't really have to ask my mother for anything. Or you feel like it'll be a constraint. So she helped me out. But then I know my father helped me. My father will always be real helpful to me. But I don't really remember because I basically try to do things. Most of it I try to do it on my own.
Oh, okay.
And my wife, she did the same as well. Like we didn't really depend on them to give us. It was like, if you're giving us, great. If you're not going to give us, we will figure it out.
Okay.
And that is how I deal with the entire family involvement part of it.
So now that we heard about your experience,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I kind of now formulate my thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So, first thing Jamila and I wanted was a no work wedding.
Okay.
Because most of the weddings you've been to before, you gotta be sweaty after because you're packing out your chairs.
Yeah.
And you're hustling and bringing the food late. You the rice rich, the peas rich yet. You understand that?
Yeah, understood, yeah.
All this sort of drama. So, for me and where family involvement was concerned, I don't think I would have delegated too much to my family. I kind of went about telling people that I was getting married or inviting them to the wedding or explaining the situation because COVID was a little bit different to what we normally do, and according to the vibe, know if I could involve you or not because I ain't begging nobody.
Right, exactly.
Right? And you don't know people who just say yeah and then do follow up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that had discernment.
that had discernment. So I feel the onus is on you as the person who invited any people to know, hey, your family. You understand?
Yeah, for sure.
Doctors go quack. So Uncle Bruce, who never followed through with nothing, and he say he bringing the cake.
Yeah, don't
Risk it.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with 2 cake and all that.
Yeah,
You bring it. You can bring it. Yeah, one extra.
Don't risk it for that, right? So it was I only married 1.5 years now, something like that. 1 and 2/3.
Wow, man, losing count on things. I like it.
So I may not remember everything, but after I did all of that with the no work wedding, I actually got the no work wedding that we wanted, and I will explain later on all the details about the wedding day and all of that and the preparation for it.
Yeah, I had a week wedding, but
so
we will talk about that.
Yeah. So in terms of involvement, one thing was certain. My wife and I had the final say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it is difficult for you to communicate with family in the best way at those times.
Yeah.
I think that's where the term bridezilla will come in.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about this a man show,
Nah.
but you know what I mean? We're bridezilla and what the groomzilla, I don't know what you call him, but that's where a lot of that will come in because, you know, there's a sensitive situation and a lot of us was still living in their parents' house and things, so people still look at, even though you're getting married, people will still kind of look at you as a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they want to dictate how you're doing, what you're doing.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if I'm making a big man step, so.
Yeah.
You understand? I feel like I should get it back in.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I feel like you should trust me as much as you've been there and done that. Times are so much different now. And I think communicating with my family was a key thing. So I would have let my particular family members, let's say my brother, know, well, alright, this is what I need. Are you capable of fulfilling that? And I would follow up. And no pressure. If you can't do it, small thing,
say no more.
I will find a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll approach dad or approach mom and say, hey, this is the capacity that, you know, how are you willing to help type thing. And I deciding whether I allow you to follow through with that or not. I know I'm making this song probably a little bit harsh or probably a little bit even easy.
Yeah.
I know.
Nah, well, definitely.
Yeah, it's not easy because.
Nah, definitely wasn't easy.
Because as much as you dream about your wedding day,
yeah,
your family members.
Yeah, exactly.
Dream about your wedding day too.
Exactly. I think even though it got there a little bit because it popped on my mind too. I think one of the things I think I'll be with at the time, I was like, bro, I just wish I had like money, but like whoever wanted to come out and pull through. That's my vibe. I was like, yeah, you know me from primary school, come true.
Yeah,
you know, like that, because you never know how much you impact somebody life and how much people want to be there.
Yeah.
But you can't think about all of them fail with it because your numbers could go from 100 to like 300.
Yeah, real quick.
How you feeding 300 people?
Yeah.
You understand? And that 300 could be quite tame for certain people. You understand? So that was my kind of experience. I don't want to. I know what, as I talked earlier too, like I kind of downplay some people involvement. Like people is definitely very involved. You know,
Yeah,
I think you know my wife's aunt, she made the cake, and it's not like you know people didn't do things so much.
Yeah.
But we wanted it like on a. Like as soon as she knew we was getting married, she was like, "Alright, I'll do the cake." I was like, "Alright," you know what I mean?
That's good. That's
so
good.
it was kind
And she
of
followed
like,
through.
yeah, definitely, and it was a wonderful cake for sure. So it's like things like that, but we didn't go and be like, "You had to buy drinks, you had to do this, and you had to like." We was like we try and do what we could do ourselves, and only if we need to ask for, or if it's offered.
Right. That's kind of like how I function.
And that's how we moved. Yeah.
So you know, Ole, tell me how Ole involved Ole family. I ain't share much about my involvement, to be honest. I kind of gave more about the interactions. But
Yeah.
the reason why is because I really want to speak more about my family involvement when it comes to the actual, when I speak more about the planning of the wedding and the venue.
Yeah.
Because I think that had a big role to play in how involved my family was. Right? So, Ole, let me know what is the right way, the wrong way, the traditional way. I hear thing about the wife, the bride family is supposed to sponsor it. Then from our next culture, I hear,
I was supposed to get the dowry.
yeah, they bring a cow. I hear
they
all kind of
get the
things.
dowry.
Yeah.
I didn't get the dowry. I still waiting on the dowry. But
Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I just know once you sign that paper,
yeah.
that you're married.
Yeah,
So that's as far as my knowledge was. But it have a lot of traditions as going to weddings. And I really want to hear like what was all your take on how your family was involved and what you think is the right or the wrong way to involve one's family.
Yeah, me and Keegan out there skating traditions. Just
Bro,
do whatever we
I
want to do.
skating the real thing out there, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, for the next episode, I want to continue right here from the family thing, and I'm going straight into, we will go straight into the like the venue and the
all the
dress
budgeting and
the
finances
budgeting
and all
and
these things, yeah.
that kind of stuff. And I think in there is when I'll kind of mention more names and
the
more
execution
specifics.
of the event.
Yeah. So with that leading us straight into the actual wedding day.
Yeah.
And how it exploded, Right? Well, in a good way.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Exploded in a good way.
Yeah, but isn't that before we wrap up?
Nah, I think we come here. I appreciate. I like what we doing. I appreciate, but like, you know what I mean. So I know nothing to
All this has been
Whoa.
the OJT Husbands Talk Show. You understand? Where I share as I learn, and I learn as I share.
Right. I'll get.
Right?
Yeah,
So we'll see you next
Peace.
episode later.